All right, well, good evening from Kentucky. I just got back home from Iowa and northern Missouri, filming and hunting with Wyatt and Jay for the last 3 weeks, since the first part of November. Um, I just got back home yesterday and got everything unpacked, ready to roll here in Kentucky. So this morning I went out to a couple spots, got some batteries changed and some cameras, doctored up some scrapes that were still active. And I did come to this spot this morning, change batteries in the camera, and I did actually kind of freshen up this scrape down here with some Black Widow. I wasn't going to hunt this tonight thinking I had a wrong wind, but I got on the weather app, checked it out, and my wind's perfect for tonight. So right about dark, it's switching a little bit, but I'm just going to put my trust in the ozonics tonight. And if they come from that way, which they usually don't, but of course tonight they probably will, but put our trust in the ozonics tonight if that wind switches. But I've got a deer on this spot here. I just call it the Wyatt 8. He's just a real Wyatt 8-pointer. Had quite a few pictures of him while I was gone up in Iowa. And the last picture I got of him was last Thursday. Today's the 27th. It's Monday. I'm hoping he made it through rifle season here in Kentucky. This is a public land spot that I'm hunting. And I do have pictures of him up until Thursday. Our rifle season here in Kentucky ended yesterday, Sunday. So I didn't have any pictures of him Friday, Saturday, or yesterday. I'm hoping he made it. We'll see. Hopefully tonight he'll come by and give us a shot down here on this old scrape. I just got something on my camera that I haven't seen in this spot before. I just got on my Reveal app and was checking a couple of my other cameras. And right before I got here to this spot today, I had a whole flock of turkeys work right through this bottom right in front of my camera. I'm kind of excited about that. I've had a camera here off and on for about a year now and never have seen or heard turkeys in this area. So kind of nice to see them birds come through here. We got a couple of does working up through this creek bottom from the main creek. They're actually working up into this flat right now. Got a couple oak trees down in this bottom right here by me. When I got here earlier to check on the camera and freshen the scrape up, they got a bunch of leaves turned up down here. And whether it's the deer or the turkeys, but it looks like they've been in here rooting for acorns. So I'm hoping there's still some acorns on the ground, and that's what these deer are doing. And they're gonna come back and feed through here tonight on these acorns. We'll see. Fingers crossed. He just come out of this thicket over here. When he got up to this old road, he kind of was bristled up. Hopefully he was bedded in there with another buck, chased him off. He's running up through this bottom now, but when I first seen him, he stopped and was looking behind him. Maybe there's a bigger buck back there that chased him out, so we'll see. Well, we got about 10 more minutes of camera light here, I believe. We had a couple more does come in, but I've had a couple does pick me off tonight in this tree. There again, I haven't been here in a month and hunted this. When I got here today, this timber is really, really thinned out. We lost a lot of leaves since I've been gone. So I think that right there told me something. I don't think I'm gonna be able to get away with a lot of movement in this tree. Today is the 28th of November, and just kind of getting back in the game here in Kentucky to see what's going on since I've been gone. Last night at this spot, I actually had a mature buck pushing a doe. I got a bunch of pictures of him on the camera, pushing her through this area last night. He was on my grocery list, but every time he shows up, he's missing another tine. He must be a bruiser. I think he's just got his G2s left. That's it. Anyway, we're going to kick back and see if we can't talk one of these old bruisers into coming in and let us get a shot at it tonight. Well, I just got done rattling, hung the horns up, and it wasn't 2-3 minutes later I looked up and there was a buck coming across the old road bed down here. He crossed over in front of us, walking through. I grunted at him, and he stopped. I think he might have had his butt kicked a time or two, because he just kind of turned around and walked right back where he come from, so he didn't want no part of it.
Good afternoon, everyone. Well, it's here, the last day of November. Hard to believe, isn't it? We wait for this all year and it's about gone. So, November 30th, I have 2 hunts left before Iowa's gun season opens. And it is a balmy 51 degrees. However, which that right there in itself makes it not quite, I don't have high expectations for tonight. However, the only good news is that I did see on my app a little while ago that we are under a winter storm watch this evening. So, there's obviously a pretty good front dropping in here, and while it may not get here this evening while I'm hunting, it's going to be here later on tonight. So hopefully with the barometric pressures and the front coming and everything, maybe these deer get on their feet and move to food tonight. I don't know. I'm going to be setting over standing beans. Because of the wind, I'm going to have to hunt out of a blind tonight. I am not taking the recurve because in this particular spot, they aren't going to get that close. I will see a lot of deer tonight. I know I will. I always see a lot of deer in this spot. The question is, will a mature deer get out in the field, bump a doe close enough to me where I can get a shot? So that's kind of the game we're playing tonight. When I get in the blind, I will, once the deer start coming out, I may do another update and show you some of the deer and kind of what's going on. So tonight and tomorrow night, and then it's gun season, and then it'll either be Missouri or it'll be take a break and wait for the late season. So we shall see. But I had to break out my early season clothes for tonight. I've got my light pants, my light shirt, and hopefully my lucky hat tonight. So we'll see. But I'll check in with you when I get to the blind. You all have a great afternoon. If you're hunting, good luck.
It's November 30th here in Missouri, and I'm sitting over some standing beans tonight in a Banks blind. We've kind of moved all of our efforts back to food, just like the deer have. Our bucks have kind of really slowed down. Only time we're getting pictures of them is on our food plots, and not a lot in daylight. Has a little bit to do with the weather that we've got right now. These deer are really worn out from the rut, and I think they're just laying around resting, and it's 45 degrees, so they don't have to get up and come out here and eat in daylight. But I'm just gonna keep playing the odds. The more times I come, the better chance when one of them does make a mistake and moves in daylight, I should be here waiting for them. So I need a north wind for this spot. And in the last 30 minutes, 45 minutes, the wind has turned out of the north, so it's a perfect little spot. Good bedding straight to the north. I'm just hoping one of these bucks is bedded in here. I got a picture of one of them this morning at 1 o'clock, about 80 yards from me, so I'm hoping he's stuck around and he's in this thicket somewhere to the north. So my dad's hunting tonight in Iowa. He's sitting over a big standing bean field, and
we're just hoping one of us can get lucky and have a mature buck come out to these beans before dark tonight. So fingers crossed, we'll see what happens tonight.
There's some nice bucks coming out. They're definitely moving tonight. This front's got them moving. There's a nice 10 here. If he gets close enough, I'm gonna think really hard about it.
It's been a pretty slow night so far. I've seen a few turkeys and that's it. My dad's having a pretty good hunt though in Iowa. I think he's seen quite a few does. He has a nice borderline shooter buck from what he said in the field, but I think when he got closer he realized he wasn't old enough, but he's in a great spot. We've got pictures of some big mature deer in there.
They moved pretty good tonight. It all happened at about 4 o'clock. I probably got from one end of the field to the other, probably got about 20 deer out here, a lot of does. But there's a lot of bucks too, 2.5-year-olds. And there's 3 3-year-olds out here. There's a couple of, we've got one in here we call Gimpy from years ago when he was Gimpy, but he's 6.5. I saw him the other night, but he hasn't come out tonight. And to be honest with you, even if I wanted to kill one of these 3.5-year-olds, the closest they've ever got is 60 yards. There's a lot of luck involved right here, so. Anyway, I just thought I'd share that with you. And, looks like I'm going to take her to the last night, tomorrow night. It's been a fun evening, though. Real good.
Alright, well, I got all the windows shut up here. I was having a really slow night. I mean, I hadn't even seen a deer, and it was getting down to, I was thinking about packing up, to be honest with you, and I could hear something in the beans somewhere, and it wasn't straight out in front of me, so I started looking out the windows, and I had deer like 15 yards out the left side of the blind. There was a couple of them right down over the front. There's kind of a little hill, so I can't see very well, but there was probably 15 deer in this field, and there was a 2-year-old buck that was right here at like 15, 20 yards, so it's kind of encouraging on, I mean, we figured they were going to move late tonight, and they moved right at last light, so maybe if we can get some cooler weather like we got tomorrow, maybe they'll move a little bit earlier. And it's a good sign though that many deer are using this field. Even if it was at last light, we get a little bit better weather, maybe they'll move a little earlier and one of these shooters will come out. So